guys, Squall Productions here. So today I'll be showing you the good Chou combos and parts, and we have all the Chou laid out, all the Chou combos, and it might be hard to see because I had to move the camera really far back. So yeah, let's just show you. Let's start with the layers. So this is Crash Ragnarok. His layer is really good for stamina, although it is easy to burst, but it is the best Chou layer to use for stamina. Next, we have the Achilles. This is a very, very good attack type layer, although not good for, it doesn't have that much stamina, or it doesn't really have that much defense. Really good for ties, though. Next is Bloody Longness. This is a good defense type, and it also is pretty good for Stealing Spin, but it's an average attack layer. Next is Winning Valkyrie, a very good attack layer, but it's also good for stamina and sometimes defense. This layer is very good for attack, one of the best. Next is Hades Salamander, definitely one of the best attack layers out of the whole series. So very good for attack, but also does cause a lot of ties and breaks a lot. Next is Hazardcurbius, the best defense type layer in Chou, and definitely recommended to use this layer in tournaments. Next is the new Bay Reaper Death Scyther. This is one of the best attack types, if not the best, for layers, and also a very, very good attacker for KOs if you want a knockout finish. Okay, now let's get on with the face bolts. I'm only going to review one of each type because some of them are the same, just different color. Okay, so this is the circle face bolt. It's just very, very good for stamina and speed. So if you want a fast attack type or a really good stamina type, I recommend using this for that. But it also is kind of easy to burst, so you might want to use a good layer with good teeth. Next is the square face bolt. This face bolt is pretty good for defense, but it is also average for everything else. So if you just want to, if you want to use a layer that is pretty easy to burst, then I do recommend this one because it keeps most of the stamina and most of the other things the same. Next is the Metal God Chip. This makes the layer very, very heavy and also less speedy, but also it still is very good for tournament use, although it can cause a lot of less spin. And finally, this is the Ultimate God Chip, the heaviest God Chip in the whole series, other than the Aerial God Chip. And this God Chip is very good for defense types, and it also is very good if you don't want your bait to burst. It also gives a better grip on the launcher, which makes it have a stronger launch, but it's really bad for some attack types and sometimes for speed as well. So I don't recommend this on some attack types or some stamina types. But it is a very good face bolt. Now for the drivers, let's start with the first one. It's Wedge. This driver is not the best for anything, so I don't really recommend it for anything, although it is kind of heavy, but definitely not. You shouldn't use this in tournament use. Next is Extend. Same thing. You shouldn't use this in tournament use. It's mainly known for the gimmick and being on the Achilles, but you shouldn't use this for tournament use. Next is Jolt. Definitely use this for tournament use if you can get your hands on it. It's one of the best, if not the best, I always is, for attack, and very good for stamina. Like, it's not very good for stamina, but it's decent enough for your attack Beyblade to outspin even the best stamina Beyblades. I'm not even joking. So yeah, it's a very good attack driver. Next is, this is Volcanic. This driver is very risky. I do not recommend it for tournaments. It can be fun. It can be fun for sometimes, but it's very risky to use, so I don't recommend it. Next is Operate. If it's in defense mode, it's decent. If it's in attack mode, the worst driver I'd ever made in existence. You can't use it in attack mode. Like, defense mode, maybe use it. It's just a bit heavy, loses some stamina, but, like, I still don't recommend it in either ones, so it's kind of good. Next is Atomic. This is a very competitive defense driver. I do recommend this for defense, except it's not the best defense driver, but it is good for stamina. It's good for stamina and defense, so yeah, it's very good for tournament use. Next is the final driver for Chou. This is an amazing driver. It's Hunter Dash. This is like phenomenal. One of the best shape drivers, one of the best attack drivers, just one of the best drivers in general. It's a one of a kind, very hard to find. Like, I've never made another one of these. So if you can get your hands on this, you with a very good attack type, you almost guaranteed won the tournament. It's an amazing attack driver, although it can lose stamina fairly quick. So don't use it if you don't have a hard hitter. And yeah, now that I told you all of the tips and tricks for each and every one of the Chou parts, go out there, make some good combos for tournaments, and yeah, as always, squabble out.